Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, classic / non-classic. This is episode number 604 and Doubleshot number 510. I got a Batman trade and a Teen Titans trade. First up, it's Batman: The Dark Knight, Golden Dawn. Before I begin reviewing this trade, this particular trade, for some reason, it's like somebody just cut off like an inch of this trade for some reason. I don't know why, because when I read this thing, it looks like some of the stuff, like some of the dialogue, which goes like to the bottom, is like missing. Case in point. Here we go. Look at this. Somebody literally cut this in half. Like, somebody cut an inch off this thing, probably to put it on a shelf. I'm not sure who did this, but whoever did this was an idiot. Why in the world would you do this to a trade? Anyways, what about this? Okay, this trade collects the entire first volume of Batman: The Dark Knight. No, there's not a volume 1. It's just only one trade because, well, I'll talk about that in a minute. Aside from the first 5 issues of the first volume, you have Batman: The Return and the story from Batman number 75. Now, this series is written and drawn by David Finch. Artwork also is by Jason Fabok. 5 issues released from 2010 to 2011. There is a reason for that. This series suffered through heavy delays, and I have heard David Finch on a podcast mention, yes, it was his fault. Excuse me, that he actually did that. And those of you who were a little curious about some of the plot points that were established in the first few issues of the second volume of Dark Knight, yeah, you have to read this to understand like why stuff is, like why Gordon was suspended, or stuff like, yeah, certain things that pop up in there, you have to read this to understand what's going on there. Now, with these issues, Batman is wearing his Batman Inc. costume. Yeah, he wears his costume, which some of you were complaining, some people were complaining, like, why can't DC get rid of the underwear outside Batman's tights? Well, think, oh yeah, did New 52 get rid of that? No, actually, they got rid of that like well over a year prior to this launch in New 52. They got rid of that and gave his Batman Inc. costume, which basically has his bat signal on his chest light up as a small nod to Neil Adams back in the 70s and 80s. Now, the story is called Golden Dawn, featuring the only appearances by this character, Dawn, what's her name? Dawn Golden. On one of the covers, she's supposed to be blonde, and yet she is a redhead. Yes. And she's not the only one that pops up in here. We also have Etrigan the Demon, Ragman, the Penguin, Killer Croc. It kind of, I mean, you read this kind of like, man, this seems like a good, interesting story. And Batman looks like he's going to save this old childhood friend of his, who it's implied he has a thing for, and he doesn't save her. And the series abruptly ends with her father, who had sacrificed her, becoming a demon, and nothing else comes of this because the DC relaunch happened. Yep. It kind of seemed like David Finch probably had other plans for this series, but because of the delays and the New 52, that could never happen at all. The Return was basically a conclusion to a series of one-shots. Of course, this one-shot was also printed in the third volume of Grant Morrison's Batman Robin run. The and Batman issue 75, that was just a futuristic story featuring Terry McGinnis and an older Superman, well, written and drawn by David Finch. It was a great story. As for this arc in here, it's a really good supernatural story, and I would have liked this more. I would have enjoyed this more if, in fact, that they had more. I don't know, maybe Finch has scripts lying around in his house. I'll probably get a chance to talk about this when I get a chance to see him at Comic-Con. Hopefully I get just my time proved off for. But this was a fantastic series, and I highly recommend it. But if you're a little confused about stuff that was mentioned in the second volume, read this first, because, oh yeah, and also, this is also the first appearance of that jerk Forbes. Yes, he appears in here. The guy basically just as sleazy as he is in the second volume. Yeah, there's like no change in his character at all. I'm not kidding about this. It's like David Finch and David Hayne wrote to be the same exact character. Yeah, there's like no change to him. He's just a jerk. who sticks his nose in where he doesn't belong. And thank you, Batman Eternal, for getting rid of this character, because everybody hated this character. It's like Finch created this character to be hated, and he did his job. 9.5 out of 10. Excuse me. Really good. Next up is Teen Titans, Volume 1, Blinded by Light. Collecting the first 7 issues of Teen Titans Volume 5. Now, there are 3 stories in here. First of which is the Blinded by Light story, which features the Teen Titans stopping some robots and eventually get their own headquarters with the first Flashpoint, the post-Flashpoint version of Manchester Black, though Period Tomasi kind of retconned this version of existence thanks to him popping up in the Superman storyline Black Dawn. All those of you curious, like, I will talk about the cover in a minute because that basically raised controversy when this came out. Yeah, when this cover was released, they raised a bunch of controversy. Like, people threw a fit about this cover. Like 2 people, people were throwing a fit about this damn cover online. Let's see. Let's see if I can find him here. Also, they even threw in a character from Kurt Busiek's series. Joshua Power. Yeah, he's this black guy here. Those of you who don't know who Joshua Power is, he's from a series called Power Company. If you ever read it, it's a really awesome comic book. Joshua Power is this very rich attorney who hires these superheroes to become kind of this mercenary group who does various things. Blinded by Light takes the first 3 issues of this trade. Yeah. Also, here's Manchester Black with the tattoo in his chest. Yeah, he gets kind of confusing later on. Yeah. Let's see. The second one is Human Resource because, well, Star Labs offers their resources and their, well, building as the base of operations. And this lasts for pretty much most of Will Pfeiffer's run. Yep. Yeah, the Human Resources thing only lasts a couple issues. I think it lasts for like 1 or 2 issues, and then we have one brief shining moment. I think it lasts like 2 issues. Then in his last one, pretty much takes up the remaining 2 issues of this trade, and that's really it. These are really good stories, and Will Pfeiffer is a good choice to succeed from what Scott Lobdell had to go through with his Teen Titans run. I have to talk about this cover. Now, when this cover was solicited, there were people who complained about Wonder Girl. Not her personality or how she's going to be written. No, it was by her damn costume and her chest size. Yeah, they complain, oh yeah, her chest size is too big for a teenager, and how in the world does her costume stay on without straps? I'm like, seriously, why in the world would you complain about that? Yeah, the complaints over this cover are ridiculous. And also, yes, social media does play a part in this run. I'm not kidding about that. It flows throughout the entirety of Will Pfeiffer's run where social media does play a part. Not really big part, mind you. Thank God for that. It plays a small part. Yeah. Overall, these were really good. This was a really good set of opening issues. And plus, the lineup for this particular era, when this started, they kept on some characters from the previous run. They kept on Red Robin, Wonder Girl, Bunker, Beast Boy, and Raven. Where's Kid Flash? Well, he's returned later. Plus, they added the second Power Girl, which and this is also her first appearance since the World's Finest series ended. Yep. She first appeared in issue 24, the third to last issue to feature Power Girl and Huntress before they go back to Earth 2, which, by the way, in the World's Finest Cross series, 6 issues after that storyline crossover happened, they went back to Earth 2, and then pretty much the series was going to end, and they brought it back for 6 issues to deal with the backstory of the Earth 2 Superman Batman. Excuse me, yeah. The villains are okay, not really good, but the Teen Titans are in really well. Though Bunker makes a jerk of himself online when he basically talks about, oh yeah, everybody's kind of the same underneath the mask, we're dangerous, stuff like that. Yeah, that's just paraphrasing what he says, but oh yeah, and Raven during this run is still wearing her Power Rangers villain attire. No idea why in the world I don't know who at DC. I must ask the DL about this because, well, when he did the first issue, we did issue 0. That's where she showed up. I'm going to ask, like, why in the world was this a good idea for Raven? Yes. Still to this day, this is a stupid look for her. This feathers look, the claws. What was wrong with her cloak look? Seriously, yes. I have watched the Teen Titans cartoon, and she did not wear this stupid costume at all. At least Beast Boy is wearing the correct costume. Yeah, his costume is fine. Also, he was returned to being green. After in the previous volume, he was red. Yeah, because they established the fact that he had a connection to the red. For some reason. No idea why. Oh yeah, because he's a shapeshifter. He shapeshifts to animals. Yeah. And some theorize the reason why he went back to being green. There's a couple theories. One, because probably Will Pfeiffer wanted it to. And two, and this is just a theory, he lost his connection to the red. That's the reason why he's red now. Wonder Girl also has her mother show up in this series, Helen Sandmark, which I'm so happy they kept that part of her backstory canon, which is a really good thing they did that. And she has a fan. She's got a club, a fan club. Yes. Because this fan club, we also got Power Girl. What rating do I get this? 9.5 at least a 9 out of 10. Good set of issues, weak villains, and okay storytelling. It's not good. It's a little better than what Libdell was doing. Yeah. Though I didn't hate what Libdell was like some other people did. Yeah. So, 9 out of 10. Pretty good. Alright, that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, which is going to be episode 605 and Doubleshot number 611. I'm talking about another Batman trade and their showcase book. You'll find out what they are in the next episode, okay? But to see you all there. Bye.